Hi everyone, and welcome back to Nerd Fun! Our first video since you came back. So, what are we doing today?
I'm gonna learn how to be a barista today, apparently.
I would like to just take this time right now to say that I am not a professional barista, but I am a coffee enthusiast. So we have the little espresso machine right here, our frothing cup. Look at this, Ghirardelli chocolate. How much did we determine was in here? Like 5 pounds?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We're also going to, we got some peppermint right here, our espresso over here, and some measuring cups and stuff like that. So what specialty are we making today?
Peppermint mocha.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun. So anyway, we got to go to the store and go get what?
Well, we gotta get some milk and some other things.
Exactly. Yeah, milk's very important for a mocha. So if you don't know what a mocha is, do you know what's in a mocha?
Well, it's chocolate and peppermint.
And what else?
And
Well,
milk.
peppermint wouldn't generally be in there.
Oh yeah.
Since we're making a peppermint one,
yeah,
yes.
obviously. But yeah, milk and coffee and espresso.
Very good. So yeah, espresso, milk. So it's like hot chocolate with espresso in it. Or espresso in your hot chocolate. That's how you would define it. Anyway. Alright, we'll be back in a little bit, and this is going to be fun. So, we are back from the store. We've got our milk now, which is super important for making our mochas. So, again, we are making a peppermint mocha today. So, let's go over ingredients real quick here. So, making some things here in order. So we are going to start with our espresso right here. So these are espresso beans right here. So they basically are just like regular coffee grounds or regular coffee. They're whole bean. And what's different about these is they're a dark roast. So they're made specifically for being made into espresso basically. So once you have those, we put them into our grinder. We use a fine grinding setting. And then we get this right here. So I'm going to explain how this works first, and then we're going to have Joe do it after me. So we've got our espresso, we've got our milk, and we've got our chocolate. We're using Ghirardelli chocolate. You can use any chocolate you want. So like the chocolate syrup from like Hershey's or something like that, that would work too. And then we have peppermint syrup here as well. So, well, you want peppermint. I think I'm just going to go with a regular mocha here. So we're actually going to need a few things as well. One thing that I did forget to go grab were some glasses, so we're going to go do that, and then we'll be back in a moment. Okay, so we got our glasses now. Totally forgot to grab these earlier, but these are super important. You want a glass that's going to be big enough to actually fit all of your ingredients. So we're going to set these aside for a moment here. So a couple other things we're going to need. We've got a frothing cup right here with a thermometer. We've got a couple of measuring glasses right here. And actually I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. Demitasse, I think is how you pronounce this. And basically this is like a little glass for espresso. So first thing we're going to do, we are going to start with our milk, actually. So we're going to froth that first. So we're going to move some stuff around here. So we'll get a glass somewhat ready to go here. And we're going to be doing all of our mixing in here to start with. So since I'm just doing a mocha, I'm going to grab my chocolate right here and pump this into here. And we want to do about 1 ounce or so. So we'll set that back to the side, and then what we're going to do, we're going to pour that in. You can get a little bit closer so you can really see how this is working here. So we're going to get as much of this in here. If I had a little spatula or something like that, that would be ideal. Now what we want to do, we want to start with all of our ingredients in our frothing cup because it's going to mix all this stuff together. The only thing that we're not going to put in here is our espresso. So we're going to set that aside. And since I'm not doing the peppermint, I won't need that. I'm just going to do a regular mocha here. So, next step is to actually grab our milk here. So come on over here. show this. So this has a little logo on it. I'm going to do it just a little below the logo here. You can decide how much you actually want in your cup. Actually, might even do, yeah, so a little bit below that, because that's going to give you some room for some foam to grow, stuff like that. So here we go. So we have that, and so we got our milk and our chocolate in here. So the next thing we want to do, we're going to take our thermometer here, put it in, and this is going to help us determine what what temperature our milk and stuff is at. So right now we're sitting at about 50 degrees. We want to get it to up to 140 here. Now, just like a steak, this is going to continue to cook a little bit after we actually get to the temperature. So you want to stop about, I would say, 5 degrees before you actually hit the temperature that you want. So here's what we're going to do. So we're going to bring this over here. Remember, don't touch this right here, because this is going to get really hot. I did that one time. Not fun. So we're going to put this in. And then this little control knob up here on the top of our espresso machine, we open that up, and it's going to start steaming our milk here. Alright, so I've stopped this. We're sitting at about 130 right now. We want to get to 140. So if you look inside here, you can see a little bit of a foam, but we're going to add some more. And to do that, what we want to do, come on in here real quick here. So we want to get the bottom of it just right underneath there, so we can get a little bit of air in. And that's going to create these nice little bubbles right here. That's going to make this really nice and foamy. Alright, wonderful. So now that we've got that done, you can see that basically what we have right here essentially is just hot chocolate. So we're going to go ahead and clean up our machine a little bit here. So the next thing we want to do, we want to change our machine over to the other mode here. We're going to pull our shot of espresso. So we're going to start with this. We're going to set that over to the side. So we're done with all of our milk and everything. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to grab our portafilter out and get that all cleaned up here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple heaping spoonfuls here of espresso. Just fill this thing up. Then we're going to take this right here. This is a tamper. Give it a slight tap just to even things out. Even this out a little bit. We're going to press down, and we're going to give it a slight turn. Press down again, give it a slight turn. This isn't completely the correct size for this. Little portafilter right here. But it gets pretty close. So the key to this is to tamp it down enough, but not too much. So what we're going to do, and if you look inside here, we kind of have a little bit of a ring around here, so it's not all the way flat up the top. So what we're going to do, we're going to put that into our machine and lock it in. And we're going to take our little Emitas here, and we're going to turn on to the on position. Now what we want to do, this is a double shot that we have in here, so we want it to last about 21 seconds. So we'll let it kind of get ready, and we'll hear it kind of change, and there we go. So I'll just let it fill up to the top there. So what we have here is our shot of espresso. and you can see this nice kind of layer up on the top. That's called crema, and that is where the flavor center of the espresso is. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our glass here. Oops. Try not to make a mess, even though I did. Clean that up a little bit. So we've got our shot of espresso in here. I'm going to grab another towel. There. Clean this up. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take our hot chocolate here essentially. And we're just going to pour that in. And there we go. We now have a mocha right here. Now, if we were going to make the peppermint mocha, we could add our peppermint in now. What we're going to do when Joe does this, because he's making a peppermint one, we're going to add it in while we're actually mixing it all together. That way it'll mix in together. So, with that being said, this is the conclusion now of the demo portion of this video. And now we're going to watch Joe do it. All right, so it is Joe's turn now. So, you ready? Mm-hmm. You sure? He's not really ready, but anyway. So, what are we going to start with first? Do you remember? I'll help you out if you get lost.
It's with this milk thing, isn't it? No, it's the... This, we got to put...
Well, yeah. Okay, well, we'll start by...
we got to put...
doing our ingredients first.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right. We will need the frothing cup.
Yes. We got to put...
so we're going to mix everything in our frothing cup right here.
Yep.
So, do you remember how much to put in?
I got to put an ounce of the Ghirardelli.
Yep, 1 ounce of Ghirardelli of the chocolate. A little bit more. Get her up to that line there. So do this.
This looks about right.
Yeah, let's not get chocolate all over the place.
Whoops.
Okay,
right.
There we go. Okay, crisis averted. Let me see here. Set that down on the counter. Let's see.
Roughly about an ounce,
Yeah, that'll work. So, okay. So go ahead and get as much of that in there as you can. While Joel's doing that. Sorry, I was enjoying the chocolate on my fingers. My recommendation would be to literally, like, lightly tap it on the side, like the whole entire, yep. That would be my recommendation. Like I said earlier, if we had a little, like, spatula or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. But
that would really work. All right, go ahead and set that in the sink there to your side. Now, the next thing we're going to do, because you're making a peppermint one, we're going to grab our peppermint. And we'll go ahead and just get this out of the way here. Oh, yeah, that might really be on there. That has not been opened in a while.
Oops. Oh, and of course the chocolate.
Well, you know what? We'll deal with that later. Okay, so here, let me see if I can get this open here.
Have a little camera assistance here.
Well, so this has been closed for a while. Wow.
Oh, and here you get it open 2 seconds.
You know what? Joe loosened it for me. So, I don't know. You know what? Let's do this real quick. Let's now this is an important thing to remember here, kids. Clean up after yourself. Something that I should do a lot more often. But, dang it! Let's see here. Hey, there we go. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pepperminty. Here. Here, take a whiff of that real quick.
Ooh. Like a dentist's office.
You know what?
I don't know. That's just
maybe.
That's just maybe my.
All right. So, do you remember how much we're gonna do with this?
It's about half.
Yep.
You said.
I think you're covering it up. So these, they look like shot glasses, but they're actually measuring glasses. Where is it? There it is. Ounces. See, they half them right there.
Yeah.
So, do about half of that.
Right about there.
So peppermint is very potent, so we're going to put a half in. That's what we're going to start with, and if we need to add more, we always can later. Okay.
There we
Gonna put the lid back on. And hand me the peppermint. I'll put that back up.
And then we dump this.
And that's gonna go right into there. Yeah, it's pretty liquidy. Put that in the sink, please. Remember, kids. Whoops, there's my arm. Remember, kids, clean up after yourself. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to add our milk in. And remember, we want to be below that logo in there. So this adds, for again, the room for the milk to kind of froth up and everything. You can put just a little bit more in. Stop. Call that good. Alright, so now it is time for frothing our milk. So basically we're going to heat the milk up. So let's go ahead and do that here. So, yep. And then go ahead and turn on your steam there. I really tighten that thing, so, yep, just give it a good turn. Did I tighten it way too tight? I have a tendency to do that. Here, let me give you a hand, and I know it's hot too.
Yeah, so that's not helpful either.
There we go. So we're trying to add some bubbles in. This is a really hard process right here. Go ahead and shut your heat off. And there we go. So I was watching the thermometer for you because you were trying to control that. So yeah, we got it right there at about 140. That's going to cook. So go ahead and set that down off to the side, Joe. And then grab this and just wipe off the little frother right there. Remember, it's hot. Yeah, that looks good. All right. So now that we've got... So essentially what you've just made is hot chocolate. Congratulations. So this is actually really, really good hot chocolate right here. So we're going to set that off to the side. Grab your Dimitas right there. Okay. Set that off to the side for right now. Now, what do you need next?
Oh, we need this.
Well, you need your espresso. Okay. And you also need your portafilter. So go ahead and grab that out of there. Wonderful. Okay, set that off to the side. And then remember what we want to do. Since there's some water in there.
Oh, yep.
Yep, we want to get rid of the water first. So, yep. Let's go ahead and clean that out. There we go. Alrighty. I'm going to move this off to the side here just a little bit. I'm going to start here. Okay. So remember, we're going to do 2 scoops here. And we have a knife here that we're going to use the back of to actually level these off. So this isn't a bad idea. So there's that. So go ahead and 2 level scoops of espresso. Did you just use the flat side? I think the knife was upside down. Yep, pour that right in there into the middle. Okay. And one more. There we go. Yep, that looks good. Pour that in. Pulling the shot of espresso, this is probably the hardest part. Alright, so now what you're going to want to do, set that off to the side. Take your take your tamper. You need your tamper first, it's up above.
Oh, there it is.
Yep, silver portion. So, tap the side of that to kind of level everything off. Yeah, there you go. And then actually use it to level everything. Yep, with the flat end. Like this. So, we'll actually take this into the side. And we'll go like, you can't see that on camera. So we're just going to kind of like brush it. Now, put a little bit of weight on there. Enough to press it down, but not too much to like crush everything. Let's see. Let me see that again. A little bit more than that.
Just kind of like
Yeah, so here, let me see here. Help you out. This is hard to kind of get to. So I just press this other side over, and because this isn't actually the right size, it makes this really hard to do. So we're just going to press it down, give it a little bit of a twist. Now go ahead and clean off the side there. Remember, that's hot, so be quick about it. Yep, there you go. And we're going to put it back into the machine. Remember to keep this level as you put it back in so we don't get espresso all over the place. Come to your left a little bit more. Finding where this actually clicks in is fun. Okay.
Fun issues.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this back in for you because you're not in the slot. Stop. Hey, there we go. Okay. Now go ahead and close it. Now you're actually in the slot. So, yep. Turn it to the other direction. That looks good. Yep. Yeah, you got it. Okay. Move that back to the side. So this is just a little too tall to fit underneath there, so you're going to do it at an angle. Alright, so go ahead and turn this dial to the little symbol there. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Now put your hand underneath here and hold this. We'll hear it change in a moment. There it goes. And now we've got espresso coming out. There's actually some crema on there, so that's a good sign. We'll go ahead and shut that off. All right, and we're going to pull that out. Yep. All right, go ahead and set that to the side.